Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to Disney Mirrorverse. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the latest update that just went live a few days ago. There's some very cool stuff in here, and some, well, depending on who you are, maybe not so cool stuff. So we're going to go ahead and dive into all that, but first, before we do, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. So let's go ahead and just jump into this. Just a quick reminder, all the links to my social media are in the description below, so definitely check that out. Also, I do stream on Twitch, a couple different games. I will start to stream this game a little bit more and more as we get closer and closer and more content comes, but as we get closer to global, which I'm hoping, maybe sometime this year, so we'll see. So let's go ahead and jump into this. With this last update, we've got a bunch of cool stuff. We got some new characters. So we'll go through the list here, then we'll jump in-game just to show you the characters really quick. But first, what we have here, we have Chapter 5. The scare floor is there. It is very cool. And just playing through it for story, Chapter 5 just advances the story. And I liked it. I went through it on easy. I have an upcoming stream where we're going to go through it on hard. And it just gives more content for us and more difficult content too. I've been mentioning that the last couple of videos, but the more difficult content we can get and test these Guardians, the better. We also have new quest difficulties coming up. So with the daily challenges for your gold and your gems and stuff, we have easy, medium, hard. Now we have very hard and extreme difficulties, which is very nice. So now with that, we have additional opportunities to farm more battles so we can get more of these gems and more gold so we can strengthen our Guardians. And it says at this time, Tier 2 diamonds cannot be sold for Tier 3 diamonds. You can't sell any Tier 2 gems for Tier 3 right now, but that stuff's going to be available through various means in the future. Guardian updates. So this is where the good, the bad, and the ugly is. So Genie, looking at the tier list, if you haven't seen my tier list, I'll go ahead and link it up right over here that I did for March. Genie is kind of middle of the pack there, kind of in the game. So they've reduced the special cooldown, but they've also increased the special damage. So did that. They also fixed an issue with his talent wish number 2. I don't really think that's going to change my opinion of him much, but we do get a little bit more damage out of him, it looks like. Scar, so his special cooldown went from 12 seconds to 9 seconds, and when you're in there and when you're in the game, 3 seconds is actually quite a bit, but 9 seconds, being able to hit that special every 9 seconds just gets just a little bit more damage in there from Scar, and that's really all that was done with him. You got Ian Lightfoot as well. His special ability cooldown has been reduced from 15 seconds to 12, so you can do that a little bit more with his healing and with his attack and defense boosts. So pretty cool there. They also fixed some issues with a couple of his talents. Baymax, so this is a big one. So Baymax's stun was decreased from 3 seconds to 1.5 seconds. Now, when you're in battle, 1.5 seconds is actually a significant amount of time. So they're reducing the stun duration by 50%. Now, when I'm in the game and I'm playing with the 1.5 second stun, it's an extra hit, really, is all it is. So I'm not seeing it cripple Baymax at all. I think even with these changes, Baymax is still the best tank in the game. But they are kind of level setting him a little bit, kind of evening things out. His armor, so right here, Baymax's armor from his special ability reduced from 2% down to 1%. Now, you do get quite a bit of armor from Baymax and his special. There are times where you could be running through the battle and you've done it so much you've got max armor. So you got to chew through your enemies got to chew through the armor before they start chewing through your health. But reducing that from 2% to 1%, you definitely can tell, but I don't really feel that it crippled him. I think it probably evened the playing field a little bit. So you just got to pay a little bit more attention there. The Fractured Baymax can now stun, and also the strength of the Talent Advanced Armor Chip. This is the talent that gives armor. So reduced from 2.5%. 2 to 5% from 1 to 3%. So what that is as you're leveling up your talents, it used to start at 2%, and you could level it up all the way up to 5%, where you get a 5% armored gain. Now you start at 1% and you go to 3%. So you're losing 2% there, which which you're going to feel too. You're going to feel that as well. So Baymax isn't the god that he was of tanks, but he is still very, very good. And as you know, with the, or maybe you don't know, when you watch my tier list video, I don't have any S tier or anything like that because, again, a lot of these changes and things happen in soft launch and beta. So I really want to get closer to launch before we start looking at these god tier type Guardians and stuff. So, but I think Baymax will probably still stay in A tier. I think he deserves to stay there. Now, Jack Sparrow, this is a nerf. This is kind of a bummer, actually. So Jack Sparrow, we have him. I have him in B tier right now. And so through this, let's check this out. Special ability cooldown increased from 9 seconds to 15 seconds. So you get a bunch of decreases in special cooldowns, but Jack, we're getting an increase, so he's not going to be able to heal as much. The sympathy talent has been reduced in potency, starting at 0.5%, going up to 2%, to now only going up to 1%. Fool's Fortune talent has been reduced chance to activate from 50% to 100%. Now it's going to be, you're going to start at 30% and you can max that talent out at 70%. Mounting Affliction talent has been reduced as well by the same percentages. And then the core ability chance to gain curse charges actually increased. So here's the thing with this. So they increased the special cooldown so you can't heal as often, but the curse charges that you get is going to tick a little bit faster. So the heals are going to be a little bit stronger depending on how many curse charges you have and how many curses you decurse in the game, because that's how Jack Sparrow's heal works. So it'll be interesting to see. I haven't played with Jack Sparrow much since this right here, but I think that's really going to knock him down. I know a lot of people probably liked Jack. I think I have him in B tier. So he'll probably stay there. I don't know. Unless this completely gimps him, he'll probably stay in B tier. We'll see. We'll see what happens for the April tier list. Merida. Oh, this is the ugly right here. So looking at this, the number of hits needed to trigger Wisp focus has been increased from 4 to 8. So you need you need 100% more hits. It's only 4 though. I mean, you could do it in 4 hits, and then you'd be able to get your Wisp focus. Now you do it in 8 hits. It really only takes another second, or maybe a second and a half, to get those extra 4 hits. So I don't really think it gimped her as far as that goes. It says hitting enemies outside of the AoE effect on her special ability will now only trigger while Wisp focus buff is active. So the only time you're going to get that AoE effect is when that Wisp focus buff is active. So that's a little bit of a change there. Highlander Arrows talent scaling reduced from starting at 50% going up to 100 to now 25% going up to 50%. And then Wrathful Spirits talent scaling, that got reduced by the same percentages as well. So you're doing less damage right there. Let me actually pull up the game here really quick. So the Highlander Arrow talent, that's the one that gives your basic crit hits more damage. So that's only going to give you up to 50% extra damage on that. And then the Wrathful Spirits one, that's where your special now deals a certain percent damage on critical hits. So we're reducing damage there across both of those talents. So it is a bummer. I did do quite a bit of testing with Merida the last couple days. And you can feel the damage reduction, but again, I don't think it cripples her. It takes her out of the whole the goddess of ranged characters. I think it kind of level sets. It kind of evens things out a little bit. So she's not glaringly overpowered, because honestly, she really was. And Baymax was probably a little overpowered as well. So we have our god and our goddess there who have joined the realm of mortals. Now with Belle, I thought these were some pretty cool adjustments to her. It's they're taking some restrictions away. So enchantment enhancement talent no longer requires a full health condition. So basically what it is when Belle activates a heal on an ally, that ally is going to gain 5 to 10% defense buff. Now before, it was only going to activate once if your ally had 100% health, so you wouldn't always get this buff on everybody. Now it's going to activate on everybody on your team, which is great. It's going to be a little bit less of a defense buff, but it's going to happen every time, which is good. So in the long run, in the long run, I think it's much better that way. The next two talents are pretty much similar. Active growth talent no longer triggers while below 50% health. So now when Belle's core ability activates, all allies gain 5 to 15% armor. So what that is, just really quick, her core ability. So at the beginning of each combat, all party members are granted a 10% defense buff for the duration of the encounter. Now the encounter is the entire battle. The combat is each individual section of that battle. So ultimately, depending on how many battles you have, how many combat battles you have there, you're going to get that defense buff for the rest of that encounter. So you get more and more of defense as you get more further into that battle. So right here, along with that, so when that happens, when you go to the next combat, you're going to get that 5 to 15% armor. Now remember that armor is kind of a shield. Once you chew through that armor, then your enemies are going to start hitting your health. So just something to keep in mind there. That's not something that continually sticks around. And then next, reflexive restoration talent no longer triggers while below 25% health. Now when Belle's core ability activates, all allies heal for 1.5 to 3.25% hit points each second for 4 seconds. So every time a new combat starts in there, you're going to get some defense and you're going to get a little bit of a heal, which is good. I think that is awesome. Belle already, for me, she was A tier, and I think if I had her in any other tier, these changes would bump her up into that next tier. And they also fixed an issue where sometimes reflexive restoration was not activating for each teammate. All right, next, Oogie Boogie talent two-headed coin now has call-out text. When the damage portion of the talent activates, Judy Hopps fixed an issue where root and defense debuffs were not being applied. Goofy fixed an issue where the armor block was not properly blocking armor from Baymax's special ability. And then the elite tank goons, they could have left that one. They could have left that one alone. But now they properly apply armor to themselves when using their special ability. So there's that. And then you have some additional updates and improvements here. The video is going on quite long, so I want to jump into the game really quick, show you some of the new characters. But overall, I think there's something in here that people will like. I think there's stuff in here that people will not so much like. But these are the updates. And I think the overall look here is really just to balance everybody out and hopefully make every one of these Guardians in the game, from where we have them now to however many years in the future that we have this game, and just make each one of them fun and unique to play and usable. So I think that's really what they're trying to do, and I think bringing a little bit of balance amongst some of the especially some of the heavy hitters like Baymax and Merida was probably the right move, as much as we don't like it. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the game. I'm going to show you the new characters right away. We're not going to dive into them, but I will show you them because they do look very cool. So we're going to go over there right now. All right, and here we are. So we are in game, and here is the roster. We're just going to run and take a look at the new characters, and there they are, the new Guardians, Maui, Ursula, and Ariel. Now, with the addition of these new Guardians, this puts us in the exact same place we were in December prior to the whole rework of the game, with the list, with the whole roster of Guardians for this game. So this, as far as beta has gone, these are all the characters that we have ever seen. So we'll see now. Now, I think one of two things is probably going to happen. We may see some additional characters come up in the coming months, or this may be the entire roster and maybe be closer to global launch than you think. Ha! We'll see. All right, so let's take a look at this. So we got Maui. Maui is cool. Maui is a tank. Look at him and all of his glowy glory. He's a little yellow, but that doesn't make him a coward. All right, next we have Ursula. Look at her. She's looking pretty cool, all black and purple there. Looks like she's ready to cause some havoc on the battlefield. Mistress of the Dark Depths, it says. Looking forward to playing these. So I didn't get these characters when we were in beta before, prior to the change. So I'm really looking forward to playing around with them and seeing kind of what they do. It's going to be all new for me. And then we have Ariel. Check her out, the Royal Champion of Atlantica. So Ursula was a tank, and we have Ariel here, who is an attacker. So really looking forward to kind of seeing what she does in-game as well. I will be doing the next video that I do for this game. We'll be diving into these characters, taking a look at their abilities and talents and everything that we can see so far without them being unlocked. I'm thinking we're probably going to see them unlock here pretty soon in the next, I don't know, next week or two. So there you go, everybody. That's what I had for you today. Just really wanted to dive into all the changes that recently happened over the last few days and take a look at the new characters. Also, I have a stream coming up on Twitch, so depending on when you see this, it's either coming or it's already over there. So check it out. Unstable Gamer, twitch.tv/Unstable Gamer. But check this out. We have a new event coming up, and I'm really super excited about this one. And look at this. It is a 1v1 showdown. So you're going to choose one Guardian, and you're going to go up against one Fractured. I really like that concept. I like that idea. And I'm really hoping that could be the PvP in this game, because I think that would be fantastic. I think that would be awesome. All right. There you go. That is what I had for you. We are done. That's the event, the new characters, and the new event coming up. So hopefully we hear some news shortly about when this game's going to be globally launched, because I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited for all of you who can't access this game right now to get your hands on it, because it's a lot of fun. All right, everybody, that is all. That is what I had for you. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. Share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.